and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is the week 42, October the 16th through October the 22nd weekly wrap up. Okay, as I said, this is the weekly wrap up. It's where I tell you what I read last week, do some life updates and book mail and things like that. Got a couple things there. So we're going to start off with the life stuff. Kiddo had another swim meet last weekend, which is why this is semi-delayed. I've pretty much put out this whole schedule of releasing all of the book reviews, the weekly book reviews from last year that were exclusively a Patreon. Now they're going to be releasing probably up until the end of this year, and then then you guys will be all caught up, what have you. I am in the process of scheduling those right now, and we are in December, and December you guys will get pretty much a video every single day. Yeah, like leading up to like a Vlogmas, like Christmas type thing, except for it's just going to be the old stuff that's going to be released now to you. So that's how we're doing Vlogmas this year. It's just going to be the release of videos that only a small amount of people. So get ready to see my face all the time. Yeah. So all those people that are subscribed, I hope you guys enjoy that. For those that don't know or are not subscribed to me, hope you guys enjoy that ride and things like that. Other than that, let's see what else is going on personally. I'm still looking for a job. The job, freaking, oh my God. The finding a job these days, guys, is like hella hard. I mean, I have no words for it. No words for it. Like, I mean, there are a lot of people looking for jobs, but at the same time, there's a lot of jobs out there that are like, oh, we're hiring. But at the same time, they don't want to hire people for their expertise or for their life experience or for, things like that. Because I'm sorry, I'm of that age. Yeah, I'm willing to start at a company and not like be sitting in like the VP like seats and things like that, but I'm also not willing to have a full-time job where I am only getting paid like minimum wage, or what they consider minimum wage. It's like not minimum wage for, each state. Cause like my state, I think is like $7 or $8, something like that. Like the minimum, like $15 an hour job, which is only making you like $31,000 a year. Yeah. No. And then you want to have like all of these things that I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. No. Mm-mm. And I also figured out that after my last job, I am definitely in that period of burnout, and trying to recover from that is wild. Okay, that was a tangent that didn't necessarily you guys need to go on. But anyways, I got my nails done this week as well. See, this Friday was nail day, and if you saw the vlog, then you would have seen the color change. They turn a lighter purple, kind of pinkish, and in the cold, which my house is, they turn like a dark purple, and I want to say brown or gray. I think black and gray, purple, dark purple-ish kind of going on. I love them. They're giving me this like witchy feel, and I was here for it. So then there's that. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's do some book mail real quick. Only 2 packages. First package is from Barnes & Noble, which is part of my Christmas year for myself, and it is Alicia Rye's new one, which is Partners in Crime. You guys will be hearing about this in the upcoming weeks. I have this on my slot to read it. Me being a mood reader and things like that, when I get ARCs, it's a little hard for me unless they are from authors that I drop everything for, and you guys know there's only a handful of those. But this is on my slated list to read. So super excited that I have a finished copy. And from what I understand, there's some people that I trust when it comes to their reviews that have read this that say that it's definitely worth a ride. So I'm excited to get to it. And my final box, my second box, is my monthly subscription from Harlequin. I subscribe to the Desire line, and they have other lines that they also have, but I enjoyed the Desire line oh so much. It gives me access to new releases before they come out, and these will be releasing in January, so super excited about that. Alrighty, it looks like we have How to Catch a Cowboy by Katie Frey. I've actually never heard of this author, so kind of excited to possibly get into this one. From the look of it, it looks like we have a medical resident and a cowboy, so yes, here for that. Then we have a longtime favorite of Cat Shield, and that is The Trouble with Love and Hate. Right there. Super excited about that one. I am a huge fan of JC Lee, and she has this new one coming out called One Night Only. And this is part of the Hana trio. And it looks like it's a musician, so super excited for that. Love a musician in a romance. And finally, I got a copy of Rancher After Midnight by Karen Booth. So there is that one. And like I said, these 4 books will be coming out in January of 2023. I get the advanced copy because I'm these aren't even advanced, these are finished copies, but I get the advance of them because I am a subscriber to the Desire line, which is these yellow spined ones. And they give that perfect amount of not over the top spicy, but just enough spice that you're like, ooh, okay. And they're all like 250 pages long, quick reads. Really enjoy it. Definitely things that you can, read in a day, depending on, how fast you read. Things like that. Let's get into the books that I did read last week. Starting off the week, I finished Paolo DeLuca, which is the 8th book in the Savage Bloodline collection that I was reading. This one is written by Tamika Brown. This is a interracial romance, mafia. I'm giving this one 3 stars, giving it 2.5 Steam fans. Had it as an ebook. I pulled it out of KU as well. And definitely, let me think. Definitely think you should read the KU version for this one. I believe there's some extra things that go along with it. I think. Maybe this one doesn't. I'm not exactly sure, and I'm not seeing it in my notes. But I did feel a disconnection with this one. We have Paolo, I said Paolo or Pablo? Sorry, it's Paolo. He is the Miami club owner, part of the DeLuca family. I felt this one was a bit disconnected. You do get to see that he is a cousin in the DeLuca family, so there's like a whole slew of cousins going on for the family. I just was like, okay, but this one is definitely insta love. It has a revenge factor going to it, some other woman issues going, and I just thought it was kind of a little too quick. Oh, okay. So yes, there is most definitely extra content from the KU version than out of the collection version for this one. Lyric is our female character in this, and she is an artist. She's also the new bartender at Paolo's club, and you do see the connection for the DeLucas in this one. However, you know that he's a cousin. So the connection is there, but I didn't really feel the connection between Paolo and Lyric. Watching my little scratch. And then like it was just kind of too quick. we have this like crazy stalker woman, and it was like, oh, okay, where did she come from and why? And that kind of didn't make any sense. And but it was okay. It was just okay. It was just okay. The next book that I finished was Fated, which is the Kismet series #1 by K. Alex Walker, placing this in erotic, mystical, romantic suspense, interracial romance. Giving it 4.5 stars, giving it 4.5 Steam fans. Had this as an ebook. This is a Black author, my dear friend Kenya Wright, and I think Sierra London, Nicoya Zahn, all of them turned me on to K. Alex Walker. I was like, okay. K. Alex Walker has some things going on in her life right now, and I like to support my Black authors that other Black authors have turned me on to. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy this. This looks interesting. It says that it has some mystical features to it, and faded and things like that. I was like, okay, this is right on my alley. This I can do this. So we have Ethan, who is a doctor in Louisiana, and then we have Alexandra, whose family is affluent in New Orleans and in Louisiana and things like that. And there were just some small things that kind of turned me off of this, but that was before I was like in too deep with it. So we start off with Alexandra's grandmother giving us sort of her backstory and the fact that her side of the family has some connections to the mystic arts, whether it be voodoo or Creole type learnings and things like that, but they have the ability to see as seers. And then they have this like punch that is supposed to sort of loosen the inhibitions to show you your perfect mate and things like that. Not like in a paranormal way, but in a spiritual souls coming together type thing. So we find that out, and then we have the grandmother who meets Alexandra and Ethan at their office because they work in the same sort of building. And one evening, and she sort of sees the path. But Alexandra has some things going on in her life that her father is sort of controlling, and she goes along with it. And that was like sort of the one thing that I was just like, why? So Ethan and her give in to their inhibitions one night, and it was just like sparks all over the place, and their connection was just there. But Alexandra still has these things going on in her side life, and like an arranged marriage. And I was just like, why? So even though I am not a fan of the cheating trope, for some reason, this book did it in this way that I was just like, I kind of understood it and was like, it's okay. It's okay. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this way. And I loved it. I was dragged into this story, and the things that the grandmother did, and Alexandra finding herself, and Ethan, and just he's such a good guy, and just I was so into the story. So into the story. I can't wait to get to the next book in the series. So there's that. Let's see. The next book that I finished was New York Sour, which is Lunchtime Chronicles #45 by Imani J. This is a interracial romance, contemporary, second chance, insta love, giving it 4.5 stars, giving it 3.5 Steam fans. Had this as an ebook through KU, Black author, like I said. We have Jack and we have Hawa. And the two of them met when they were she was just graduating, I think it was, from high school, and he was like second year in college. He is her brother's best friend, And the two of them were like, yeah, but we can't. Because Big Bro put his foot down and was like, no. Well, years go by. This is a bit of an age gap. 17 years go by. And Hawa is like, I'm done. I'm done waiting. This is the man that's supposed to be with me. I'm supposed to be with him. She takes herself after she has, done what she thinks she needs to do with her life and things like that. And she's like, I'm going to get my man. I am going to get my man. She walks up into Jack's business and is like, you're supposed to be with me. That's how it's supposed to be. So it was very kind of insta love and just going after what you want and brother's best friend and things like that. And I liked how it was just so sweet and fun and sexy. And I'm going to get my man. I was like, yes, okay. I like this. I like this. I like this. The next book that I finished was The Ones Left Behind, Part 1, which is Work Husbands number 3 by Blue Saffire, placing this in interracial romance, mafia, suspense, romantic suspense. Giving this book 5 stars, 5+ stars. I was on the edge of my seat. Stars. 4.5 Steam fans. This is an ebook. You can get it from KU. I purchased it. This is a Black author. Now, there are a lot of content warnings, and you definitely need to read the first 2 books in the Work Husbands series to understand it, even though this book right here flings you back and gives you so much backstory. So we have Gio, we have Nyla, we have Jace. They are in a polyamorous relationship, and so in Unexpected Lovers and My Best Friend's Wish, which are the 2 books prior to, you are seeing Gio's brothers in those 2 books. You see Gio in the background and you know that he is there. You're dying to know his story, right? And this book gives you that, like the full story. Like it takes us back to their childhood, back when they figured out that they needed to be a throuple and everything like that. And it brings you forward to the things that you have already learned about and what's going on in the family. And just like, there were so many moments where I was like, why? When I got to the end of the book, I knew there was going to be a cliffhanger. I had already been warned that there was going to be a cliffhanger. However, I did not understand the ramifications and grandiose moments that I was going to endure. I finished this book while I was at kiddos swim practice, and I don't know if you've seen the vlog footage, then you kind of know how the pool is set up, but I'm like sitting up in the stands and just chilling up there. But this was me the whole time finishing this book with my candle in my hand, just what? Got people looking at me like I'm crazy with my mask on and just making all sorts of hand gestures at this book and just completely speechless by the ending of this book. Just, and I need the 4th book. I need to know what happens. I need to see how this game is being played, because the angstiness and just the chokehold that this family has on me is just wild. So the next book that I finished was Only One Mistake, which is Only One number 6 by Natasha Madison, placing this in sports romance, giving it 4.25 stars, giving it 3.5 Steam fans. Had this as an audiobook through my Hoopla, which is through my library. And this is a surprise pregnancy, sort of forbidden, but not really forbidden. We have Michael, who is, he's traded to the Dallas team And when he gets to Dallas, he ends up going out to a restaurant, meets Jillian, and they have a one night stand, an amazing, smoking, fabulous one night stand, which in turn ends in a pregnancy. However, there are some things that end up happening where they end up disconnecting. And when Michael goes to pick up some family members from school, he finds out that Jillian is the girls who he's picking up, the kids' teacher, and also that she's pregnant. So there is that. I thought I wasn't going to enjoy it with that whole kind of ghosting situation going on, but in the end I did enjoy it because Michael, he stepped up. He stepped up, and I was here for that. He was like, no, yeah, this is the reason. If you can accept this reason why it felt like I was ghosting you, but I didn't actually ghost you, then okay. I loved seeing all of the families kind of roll in and make Jillian feel at home and wanted, and like not like she was a gold digger or anything like that. I liked the low angst of this story. It fulfilled that sweetness that some of the other stories had been missing, and I think we're back on track again. So I did enjoy this one. The next book that I finished was Involuntary by Darie McCoy, placing this in interracial romance, contemporary romantic suspense, surprise, sprinkle. It is an Asian man, Black woman romance. Giving it 4.5 stars, giving it 4 Steam fans. Had this as an ebook. Found this Black author. Found this over on TikTok because our main female character's name is Stephanie. And Darie gave this amazing TikTok that I was just like, ooh, yeah, I want to read this. This character has my name. I am very cautious about characters named Stephanie, but this one did justice. So we have Stephanie, who is an adoptive mother. Well, she adopts her niece because the niece's actual birth mother, is a piece of trash. So we open with Stephanie getting called to the hospital for her adoptive daughters, and daughter has some injuries and things like that, like a major emergency. It was wild. And Jian is the doctor that ends up helping Stephanie's daughter out, and we find out that they have this instant spark thing, but Jian is I'm gonna hold off, and I'm going to kind of insert myself, but not insert myself, kind of be where she gonna be at, but not, let her take care of her daughter. And I was like, oh my goodness. That was so sweet. It was just, I loved their instant connection, their instant spark flower, and then, oh my goodness. And then there are content warnings for violence, death, sex trafficking, human trafficking. Within this story, there is identity discussions, and racial classism, adoptive discussions that go on in this story. Super heavy topics, right? But the way that Darie had me on the edge of my seat, every page turn, I wanted to know more about this story between these two people, what these two people were about, and just, I was like, yes. Stephanie was strong, but at the same time, she was, soft and vulnerable and ready to take care of her. She had a little bit of street to her, but at the same time knew how to kind of flip that switch and was a business owner and things like that. Oh, the other content warning is that some of the side characters end up having to deal with some transphobia issues and sort of dialogue that goes along in there, but I loved like just the whole discussion of that as well. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I was just like on the edge of my seat for this entire book. I loved it oh so much, and I can't wait to read some more from Darie. The next book that I finished was Sebastian DeLuca. This is the 9th book out of the Savage Bloodline collection that I have read. This one is by Amaya Black, placing it in interracial romance workplace, giving it 3.5 stars, giving it 3 Steam fans had this as an ebook, pulled it out of KU as well. Black author. This is a boss and nanny. This one most definitely didn't have a connection to the DeLucas that I was just like, this could be a story from about anyone. I didn't understand why it was in the collection. Like, I mean, there was a part of it where it explains that Sebastian and his family moved away from New York, I believe it was, to Washington State to get away from the DeLuca name and family. So there is the connection, but the fact that, you know, he supposedly grew up wanting to be not under the DeLuca family, but in turn, he has some enemies that are. And yeah, then we have Bree, who is the nanny to his daughters, and they have been fantasizing about each other for like 3 or 5 years or something like that. And then one night he ends up walking in on her, but come to find out it wasn't just a mishap of walking in. He knew exactly what she was doing. She was self-pleasuring herself. And yeah, then there's this other girlfriend thing too. And then some things end up happening, and I was just like, I was a little confused. And I read the collection version as well as the KE version, and I was just like, I am confused. I am confused. I don't understand. Yeah. The final book that I finished reading last week was Cookies and Cream, which is Lunchtime Chronicles number 46. And this one is by Kasey Martin, placing this in interracial romance contemporary, giving it 4.25 stars, giving it 3 Steam fans had it as an ebook through KU. This is a Black author. This is what happens in Vegas actually doesn't stay in Vegas, and Vegas hookup, common friends. We have Layla, we have Simon, and they hook up when they're in Vegas, and then when they get back, they find out that they have common friends and they're actually in each other's world, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try that. We're gonna do that. But then there's a stalker as well in this one, and it was quirky and it was fun. It wasn't too serious, so it was okay. It was okay. I'm looking forward to reading more from Kasey Martin. What am I currently reading? I am currently reading Taking Shots by Toni Aleo, Carmine DeLuca by Courtney Dean, The Woman He Wanted by K. Alex Walker, and Weekend Fling by Renee Mallory. So that is it. Alrighty. I think that is it. I've been a little long-winded this week. But yeah. So I hope you guys let me know down in the comment section if you guys are enjoying the almost like daily videos and things like that. If you're enjoying the videos coming out from last year's reviews all the way up. If not, I can stop it. I mean, I can like unschedule them or whatever. But no, I kind of want them to be out there. So just know that those are going to be out there. Anyways, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box, so you guys can help me improve my channel. My Let Me Introduce You series is back, and it is being scheduled, and I have interviews coming out. That was the other thing that I needed to remind you of. This week's, you will have a video on Thursday, and then the week before, like 2 weeks ago, there was another interview that started the season off. So go check out those interviews. I really, really hope that you enjoy Thursday's video because it was so much fun to record. And I loved this author before getting to chat with her, but now I love her even more. I love her even more. And I hope you guys fall in love with her as well. So go check those out. There's a suggestion form down in the description box. There's also a author interest form if you are an author and you want to join in the series. I may be reaching out to you if you fill out that form. Other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another video. If you come with me tonight, I can show you things you'll never see. If you come with me